Hey Gemini, it's your girl JV. High Priestess. Back at it again with the general tarot reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Virgo season 2020. So one thing that came up was like a rise in physical and sexual energy, which is interesting because Venus left your sign, so you may not be necessarily feeling as attractive as you were, but not, and I don't mean that by pretty. Like, I mean, you may not, it may not be flowing in, coming into you just easily the way that it was, for the last couple months. And with Venus moving into Cancer, there is something about you having to like work for it a little bit more or put in some more effort. Getting more intentional about what you are drawing into, what you're attracting to you. Now, Mercury, your ruling planet, is now 10 degrees Virgo, and it goes into Libra on the night of September 5th, excuse me. Now, what that tells me is like, let's prioritize business before pleasure. You may want the pleasure, you really want the business. You need the business more so than you need the pleasure right now. So prioritize that. Sorry. Because you need to be using your communication, your wit, your allure, the way that you make people feel comfortable when they talk to you. Like, you need to be using that influx of sociability and the influx of like being more talkative than you already are. You be needing to use that for your finances, using that to build up, whether as opposed to like committing in connections. There is like possibly like getting an itch for a relationship, but I feel it's more like fling, short-term crush type things. But though, of course, there are those of you who are in deep, loving, or committed relationships, of course. But so there could be just a newfound playfulness in regards to your connections, whichever ones that are already pre-existing. But for those of you who are single, there could be a little something that pops up. But your priority is business over pleasure. So do the work. Let them do them. You do you. Now, there are some dates to pay attention to on August 29th. Mercury in Virgo trines Jupiter retrograde in Capricorn. And so I feel like this, for you guys, is going to manifest as good news, actually. New ideas coming in. New insight. Feeling lucky. First card out is the Hierophant and the Six of Pentacles. Yes. Being generous, feeling generous, receiving, being in a place of receiving. Some of you may get like gifts or a promotion, or just there is like a monetary increase possibly for some of you guys during Virgo season, especially at the beginning of the season. And for some of you, there may be like lawsuits or settlements or something like in regards to legalities or judgments that are settled and that go in your favor. And like the scales rebalance. That's what I'm saying about Venus leaving your sign. It's just like you may have felt that, you may feel that distance, but hey, you putting in the work, getting your ass in motion, Six of Wands, Getting in motion, it brings you public success and emotional satisfaction. Being able to, if you get in motion this season, really getting intentional about a plan, intentional about your goals, committed to yourself, committed to your goals, committed to the recalibration of your scales, committed to getting yourself in a place of being able to be generous as opposed to needing to ask for things, or to getting out of a place of needing help. And for some of you, it comes by way of community. Like there is like a group or a religion or a friend base or something that you are subscribing to now, or something that you're committed to now, possibly something that you're learning new, a new skill, or getting yourself back into a place of being that bitch, being on top. And that comes by way of monetarily investing in what you want to commit in, what you want to commit to. And once you invest, or also there are people who maybe want to invest in you. There may be a Taurus or a Libra or some kind of organization, like some kind of actual investor that may be coming in or that you may be working with, that does go well, that provides a lot of public success and recognition and emotional satisfaction. I feel like middle of Virgo season, you like, I did it my way. I did it. Hell yes. Now, on the 30th, August 30th, Page of Wands, Mercury opposes Neptune in retrograde in Pisces. And when I looked at that aspect, I heard an audible pop. It's like a bubble being burst. Maybe your bubble gets burst or you're bursting someone else's bubble. But either way, with the Page of Wands being out, maybe there's some humbling that goes on. A new relationship with yourself, new messages coming in that give way to humbling, new relationships starting. There may be a younger fire sign around. You may have a child that satisfies you in some way, or accomplishes something, or does something to make you really proud. Like you see your child kind of do something that's like, damn, like, whew, all right, I did something right. And for those of you who don't have kids, there could be that moment that comes in by way of your passion projects and what you're pursuing. And being aware of delegation, how to properly delegate things in your life. Understanding when things are too much, when you're getting to a point of burnout. It's like this humble thing that happens, this is Nine of Wands reverse, comes by way of like, maybe you just need a fucking break. You've been going, and like on the 1st, Mercury trines Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, and I feel like it eases this bubble from being public. You don't necessarily burn out, though you feel it, but it somehow like eases the sting in a way. And you may be getting new language or clarity in regards to some kind of shadow that is operating in your life on the 1st. Then on the 3rd, Mercury trines Saturn retrograde in Capricorn. And by that time, bitch, you're ready. It's just like, go ahead and bring on the big boss at the end of the game. I got this. But your priority in the beginning of the month is getting back to that place where you are sought after, where you feel comfortable being sought after for your gifts, for your services, for your advice, for your morality, for your ethics, for being the voice of reason. That's what this feels like. It's like you may be the voice of reason in your family or within your friend group or within your relationship, and you may have been at a point where like you were really kind of doubting yourself. Woo! That's a lot. We're not doing all that tonight. I'm going to take these two. Now, what I saw first, I'm going to take. What is this? Let's just look it up. Empress, King of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and then the Devil. I'm not taking all this, but I did see the Empress first. So that's what I'm saying. Reprioritization of self. If you are feeling burnt out, it is time to get back on your throne, to get back on your self-care bullshit, on your self-love shit. Really investing in yourself, investing in quality time with yourself, investing in eating the right foods, taking the right supplements, getting yourself back to where you want to be. There also maybe, there's definitely like a Taurus, or some of you have a heavy Taurus placements, Taurus or a Virgo, and this person is like definitely like fucking down. It's in it for you. So if you have any Taurus friends, reach out to your Taurus friends. If you're in a relationship or a commitment with a Taurus, like they're in it, but they're going through their shadow too. And that's what this whole week of the 29th through the 3rd, August 29th through September 3rd, like there's a lot of shadow work here. And we can't run from it. You dealing with the daddy bears of the fucking zodiac, of the cosmos. It's Jupiter, Neptune, Pluto, Saturn. These, and Saturn's at the end. There is a place, there is an opportunity for a lot of power to be gained. You just have to make sure that you get yourself in the right place so that you can wield said power efficiently and aligned with the divine versus aligned with your own personal will. And you can figure out the path and get to that alignment by way of getting quiet, by way of meditating, by way of saying less, by way of observing and cultivating, reaching for, striving for mental stability, mental structure, more mental structure. All right, let's get into this. I love you. All right, Gemini, let's get into it. With the first card out being the Hierophant, what's holding you back from the next level? Are you considering school? If school is an option, or taking some kind of course or learning some kind of new skill is on the table, yes, do that. It will provide stability. It will provide structure. It will provide discipline. Please clarify the Hierophant. But there's also some kind of pouring into structure or pouring into traditions, religion, things of that nature, things of your family, ancestry, deep roots being, or there may be a teacher or a mentor or something that's coming up that's really pouring into you. They may be investing in you. You may be investing in, traditional structures or some kind of religion, maybe tithes, like tithing bigger. But you're in a place of unlocking some deep wisdom being introduced to you, because you are someone that introduces holiness and love and solid communication and authenticity to people. Please clarify the Hierophant. So it's just like, what do you may be in a place of deep learning, deep studying, and keep that up. That is divinely supported. Any other messages for the Hierophant for Gemini? Take a deep breath, please. There may be people who are opposing like what you're trying to study, or threatening maybe to take money away from what you're trying to study. Maybe it's like you want to get into women's studies, or maybe some of you are coming out as a lesbian, or coming out as polyamorous, or coming out as you're dabbling in the craft or something, or some of you are possibly opposing your familial traditions and your culture. or there are people who are scared that you're, scared of what you're excited and celebrating. Also, some of you who, please continue to clarify. Some of you may be investing or studying, like, curious about alternative kind of relationships, or opening up your relationship, or you're suspicious possibly about a third-party relationship. And for those of you who are suspicious about a third-party relationship, that's a good possibility. With that placement, I feel like there could just be something going on in the deep underground you don't necessarily know about. Yeah. Some of you may be dealing with someone who is ending a relationship, like a friend, or maybe you're getting out of a relationship. Some of you may have... Some of you may be drinking about a lot of things, smoking about a lot of things. You just haven't felt like yourself, and you're educating. Like, get into astrology, get deeper into tarot, get deeper into what you believe in, because you haven't been yourself lately. And it's time for you to get back to you. You haven't been communicating effectively. And some of you have maybe like experiencing some kind of resentment in regards to someone, or you're curious or overly suspicious, and it's just like some of you are really behaving in ways that aren't you, especially if you're in a committed relationship. And if this doesn't resonate, then there could be, I feel like, versus like some of you just may be partying too much, or when you need to be learning something, or you need to be studying, or you needing to be getting deeper in tune with yourself and what's going to contribute to the success, getting yourself prepared for the oncoming success and emotional satisfaction. Because there is some kind of, an opportunity for you to attain some kind of wish fulfillment or emotional satisfaction here. Something that is very public and recognized. I feel like some of you really need to like dig into your birth chart. Look at your Vedic chart. Like, remember who you are. Remember how God made you. Remember the power that you were given, the throne that you sit upon. Actually, please clarify the Empress. Also, some of you may be hearing news about pregnancies, thinking about launching businesses. Just don't become a freaking like power hungry person. And you can do that by way of really striving for some meditation, for some quiet time, quality time with yourself and your loved ones and your family. There is definitely an earth sign around. All the major arcana is earth. Taurus, Capricorn. But it also could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or Aquarius around that you just really need to gain some clarity around. You may need to take a step back from, so that you can really see things more clearly. The world has come out for, it wasn't really reversed actually, but I just showed it reversed, so that could be a thing. The world, definitely Saturnian energy, could be at odds. I feel like for some of you, you're dealing with a couple that is at odds with you, or you're like fighting with a couple. For some of you, there is issues in regards to a pregnancy, or you don't want to have, there's issue as to like geography of where your baby is born, or you're arguing about that. Where, maybe you want to have it, an at-home birth. Yeah, that's crazy. Maybe some of you want to have an at-home birth, but your partner is super nervous about it. Definitely strive to have it at home. Just get really fucking prepared. Study, prepare, educate yourself, do the work. pay the money. If that's what you want to do, if you want to bring a life into the world the right way, and the way, not the right way, but the way that you want it, it's worth the money. So invest in that. Also, some of you need to be working from home. You're doing a lot of traveling and you're trying to figure out how to get your business to work from home for you more so than having to travel so much for work. And that power and that awareness will come, but it may come by way of trials and tribulations and not on your time, not on your time frame. Please clarify the devil. And there is that sexual, ramp up that I talked about too. Some of you may be just exploring your sexuality with your partner or without a partner. Some of you may be tempted. There may be some temptation going on. There definitely is some kind of, some of you may be curious about if your partner is cheating or stepping outside of the bounds of your relationship. So communicate as opposed to assuming and plotting and planning. Communicate. I just ask the fucking question. Just say how you're feeling. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to articulate it in a negative way, but say how you're feeling. Please clarify the devil. Take a deep breath, Gemini. They're just, I hear loosening of chains, loosening the chains on your mind, loosening the chains on your spirit, loosening the chains on your sexuality, loosening the chains on your relationship to authority. Where are you operating in the spirit realm also? Who are you bound to? Who makes you feel restricted? Who do you need a break from? What do you need a break from? Some of you may have some Capricorn family members that are just stressing you the fuck out. They're in a really place where they're striving for success. Whew. But I feel like they're breaking your heart, or you broke your own heart. Some of you may know Capricorns that are just putting on a good face because they're in a place of transmuting their pain into wisdom and triumph. And that's where that's where you're at also. Proper articulation. And then bam, the sun comes out and illuminates all the things that you need to cut off. Anybody that's hyper aggressive, or you being hyper aggressive with anyone else, there is a Sagittarius or a Pisces around. You may need to call their number too. That relationship or connection may be evolving because there's a lot of confusion and inequality and misery there, especially if it's a Pisces. Yeah, and right now, don't be a groupie, keep it moving. This is where you want to be. The autonomy. Reaching, yes. Going for. Getting your ass unstuck. Reaching for your financial, mental, spiritual independence and your well-being. So, and pursuing that. During Virgo season, this is Venus and Virgo. Go ahead and get ready to pursue the highest and best version of yourself, getting back on your predation shit, getting back on your luxury, living lavish, starting to manifest that. Really getting back to earth, down to earth. Getting in touch with your creative sides, that she is creativity embodied in the physical form. And so there is some creative pursuit that you have the ability to monetize, and that's absolutely what you need to be pursuing, is what information, what knowledge, what do you need to be studying in order to get yourself right here. All right, I love you. Mwah.